Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's it not appearing? The sauce. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. وبه نستعين على كل أمور الدنيا والدين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا وقرة أعيننا ونور قلوبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. تعلم وتعليم وتذكر وتذكير ونفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على تمسك كتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. دائما نسيت هذا، نسيت أن أفتح لكم الكلمات. أنا أنسى نسيت، أنسى past present tense، نسيت past tense. دائما نسيت حتى أنا كملت الدعاء ثم أتذكر دعاء أنا ما فتحت الدعاء. تمام. برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين. Alright, I'm going English because it's grammar today. The 10 forms. This is basically something that I personally think makes this course very different from other courses, because in teaching you Arabic I introduced this tool of the Arabic language in the second or third lesson, right? Because in the past it used to be that the first 2 grammar lessons were first lesson in the second lesson. It used to be, but then I split up the 2 lessons now, whereby I have do and done all on different lessons, and now it's a third lesson, right? So but it used to be a second lesson, whereby I will teach people this, and I used to teach them back to back. And I used to teach the pronouns in the first lesson, the very first one, and teach the 10 forms in the very second one. Right, but now I teach the pronouns, I give you all practice, and then I teach the pronouns again, and I give you more practice again, and then I teach the 10 forms. Right, because it's more of like I noticed that you need to practice first, get the hang of it, and then I can bring in the 10 forms for you. Okay, what are these 10 forms about? Okay, these 10 forms is basically something that I feel makes Arabic easy. People might think it actually makes it harder. Right? No, it does not. It actually makes it easier to eventually, when you get the hang of these 10 forms, it will open up for you many doors in the Arabic language. Many doors. Right, so what are these 10 forms? The Arabic language, about 95% of Arabic words all come down to a trilateral root word. Right, something that is in the Arabic language, which is amazing, because you don't find this in many other languages. I know a lot of languages, like I know English and Malay, but you don't find it in English and Malay. I don't know about I can speak for other languages. I don't know other languages, right? But it's something that is amazing, right? That all of the language, 95% of the words, they come down to 3-lettered words, and this is called the forms. And from these 3-lettered words, you have 10 forms stemming out. And the meanings between the forms, if you saw the notes I gave you, you flip to the back of the notes, I give you like a full text, right? And a lot of text that comes to the back. I'm not sure if any of you looked through the notes or not. I know the ulama of the past, but I'm not like them also. They used to read through their notes 27 times when they come for class. And they read through their notes again about 40 times after class. Right, they read it one time, read it one time before class and one time after class. They used to actually read the notes 27 times, then they come for class, and then they read thereafter. You're like, do they have anything else to do? They all not be, though they are very busy. They have a lot of things to do. Right, but mashallah, they are people who have a different time zone than us. So I'm gonna start with the first form. The first form, if you notice here, I made the ain letter red. we always go back to the verb fa'ala. Right? Fa'ala means to do. Right? Did or do. Fa'ala. All Arabic words, they will bring you back as reference point to the verb fa'ala. It's a reference verb basically. It's a reference verb. So when I say the fa letter, I am talking about the first letter. When I say the ain letter, I'm speaking about the second letter. When I say the lam letter, I'm speaking about the third letter. So if I have the verb ذهب, I ask you, what is the ain letter? Ha. Right? If I have the jalasa, what is the lam letter? Sin. Right? If I have the word, if I have the word يقول, يقول, what is the fa letter? Not ya, but qaf. Because the ya is not part of the original verb. Ya is just to show me that it is present tense. But my original verb is qaf, waw, lam. Okay? So when I look at the first form, okay, one thing I want to speak about the first form is that the ain harakat, that means the shakal on the ain, it is random. It's actually not random, there's actually a pattern to it, but it's a bit more complicated. So for now, we will say it's random. Okay, until you begin to see a pattern. Right? Random meaning, like for example, I say fa'ala. I say shariba. I say, why shariba? Why not sharaba? That's the way it is. If I say hasuna, why hasuna? Why not hasana or hasina? Why suddenly out of nowhere got dhamma on the ain letter? Hasuna. I said that's the way it is. When I see hasinun, I read as hasuna. فَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. Right? I know it's hasuna because the Quran says so. It says it's hasuna. So I know it's read as hasuna. If I say the word nadhara, right? So nadhara, I will never read it as nadhira, nor will I read it as nadhura. It's known to be nadhara. Right? That's the way you read it. Right? And then when I go into its present tense form, even more random. If I say nadhara, I say yanzuru. Why yanzuru? I said, why in the world did the fatha become a dhamma? Yanzuru. Why did the ain letter from a fatha become a dhamma? But if I go to another letter, another word, and I say jalasa, I say yajlisu. Now the fatha became a kasra. Right? So how in the world am I supposed to know all these harakats? Right? This is basically the first form. The first form, the harakat of the ain letter is for you, is the harakat of the ain letter is for you to memorize. That means by hearing it a lot, you will know what is the harakat. So for me, I know I never say yajlasu. Nor will I say yajlusu. I will never say that. I will always say yajlisu. Right? It's how like in the English language, some words, you know they are pronounced that way just because. Right? You just know that. Like it's pronounced that way just because. Right? Like F-L-O-U-R. How is it pronounced? That's anybody, eh? In our country, it's pronounced flour. The correct pronunciation is flour. Right, but we got it wrong. Flour. It's actually pronounced flour. Do you know that? No. Right, S-A-L-M-O-N. The L is silent. Do you know that? Right, why? Salmon. It's pronounced salmon. Right? I'm gonna give you all test of English. Right, the day before Thursday. How is it pronounced? Is it pronounced Wednesday? Wednesday. It's pronounced Wednesday. It's not pronounced Wednesday. Unless you want to go Wednesday, but actually in English pronounced Wednesday. That's how you pronounce the word the day before Thursday. So so anyway, in Arabic, the first form is random. But form number 2 to form number 10 are standardized. Alhamdulillah. The harakat is standardized. That is how Arabs are able to read Arabic text without harakat. If you're wondering how in the world do they read all these things with no harakat? So this tool is going to teach you how am I going to open a book in Arabic, I see no harakat, and I can read the entire thing. correctly. Right, correctly. Right, so subhanallah, of course you can bash through it lah. Fa, ba. You can like, gasa aja. Right, but no. Right, so how can you do it correctly? So when I put the red around the ayn, this tells me that the ayn can take a fatha, kasra, or dhamma depending on the word. Similarly, for its present tense, does not mean that if the past tense is fatha, the present tense will be fatha. That's not. We show you a few cases, but that's not the case. Right? It can change. Okay, now you ask the question: if I come across a new word, how am I supposed to know what is the harakat? The answer is open the dictionary. Okay, I hope all of you have your hands full. We're gonna practice now. Do you have your hands full in your phone? Remember, I spoke about the hands full. I'm gonna keep talking about the hands full. So you know what is hands full? What is hands full? Hands full is a dictionary that I spoke about in the. Do you have it? It's in your phone. It's in your phone.
But I don't have a phone.
Oh, you don't have a phone. Okay, show you then. Okay, so you look in the hands full, right? Okay, I'm gonna open up my hands full. Okay, I think I have a hands full somewhere. So let me just get my hands full out. You can actually go and download it online. It should be here. Handsel. Oh no, my Hansel's not here. Alright, never mind. I'll just go through my Hansel from here. Okay, so if you look at your Hansel, just escape and get to the Hansel. It's in the notes, right? But you also have it in your phone. Okay, look at this. Let me show you something. Okay, look here. I'm going to search the word Arafa. Okay, Ain Rafa. So I see the word Ain Rafa in the dictionary. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Arafa? Is it Arifa? Is it Arufa? Because I know only the Ain letter can change harakat. The first and last letter for past tense is always and forever Fatha. Okay? For a three-lettered word, I'm going to repeat myself. For a three-lettered word, the Fa and the Lam letter are always Fatha. Always and forever Fatha. Unless they are joined with other pronouns. Okay, the Fa and the Lam letter, the first and last letter. Like Fa and Lam, first and last. Right, so the Ain letter is the one that change harakat. Sometimes it's Fa'ala, sometimes it's Fa'ila, sometimes it's Fa'ula. Right, so how do I know that? I look up dictionary for the word Arafa. Ain Rafa. It goes alphabetical, right? I look at the romanized next to it. See that? The romanized says Arafa. Okay, this tells me that the Ain letter, that means the Ra, is a Fatha. Okay? For example, if you're going to open the word Shin Roba. You open the word Shin Roba. Shin Roba. Search Shin Roba. Remember, you use dictionary a lot, so you better have your dictionary down with you. Shin Roba. Do you find it? Okay, look at the transliteration next to it. It says Shariba. So it usually tells you the harakat of the center letter. Right? It's right there. It tells you right there. Okay, can you see it? Are you all having okay time looking for things on your dictionary? Okay, that can. Okay, this letter that comes after it. I'm going to teach you all how to read the dictionary. Yeah, this dictionary is not for anyone to use. It is for serious students of the Arabic language. That's why you all are using it. Serious students of the Arabic language. Not anyone can pick up the handswer and begin to use it. In fact, the handswer, it is based on a classical method of Arabic dictionary, like of the past. So the ulama, when they have their own Arabic dictionary, by the words in Arabic and the definitions are all in Arabic, right? They used to go this way. Right? They will always, if you want to look for a word, you must search the root word. So for example, if I come across the word madrasa, I say madrasa. If I try to search the word madrasa from meme, I will never find it. I must search the word madrasa from dal. Because madrasa comes from the word darasa. Right? So you see, the dictionary works by you figuring out what is the root word first, and then searching the root word, and then reading what is beneath the root word. Now, I'll go back to this in a while. But first, I'm going to show you this I over here. See this I over here? This I tells me the harakat of the Ain letter for the mudari, for the present tense. So when I say, how do I read the present tense of Arafa? Arafa ya'rifu. How do I know ya'rifu, not ya'rafu or ya'rufu? I know ya'rifu because the I is there. Had it been a U, you would have put a U over there, you would say ya'rufu. Had it been an A over there, it would be a ya'rafu. So the harakat of the ain letter, like in the dictionary, of the mudari', you know it from the I. Okay, let's try another word. Do you get it? Do you get it? Must get it, okay? Must get it. Because there is no other way you will know the harakat except if you hear a lot of Arab speaking and you get used to it, or you open up a dictionary and then you can see. Like Arafa, Ya'rifu. So going back to our darasa just now. Our darasa. You know darasa, what we want? Shariba. You want Shariba, right? So Shariba, what's the letter next to it? Shariba. There's A there, right? So Yash Robu. So I don't say Yash Ribu or Yash Rubu. I say Yash Robu. Okay? Yes?
Even when you change the word a bit, like Yashur and Yashur or something, then what is the meaning still the same or the meaning different?
Okay, if I change instead of saying Yash Robu, I say Yash Rubu. Okay, if I say Yash Rubu, it's just a matter of you pronouncing the word wrongly. So it's like it's like if you see the word horse or table, table, right? Then someone say this is table. That's basically it. It's still a table, but you're like, are you English? Do you know English? It's not table, it's table. I said, no, it's table. That's basically it. If you go around saying yash, shariba yash, if you say shariba yash rubu, I also be like yash rabu. That's all that will happen. That's all. They will just correct you. Yash rabu, not yash rubu. So how you go is table, not table. Right, basically that's it. That's all it is. It's just a matter of language. But it does not change the meaning of the word at all. Alright, so even if you mess up the harakat, probably someone will just correct you on the harakat. That's all. Yes.
Then how do we know like the last word?
Okay, the last letter for the mudari, because for the maldi, for the past tense, is fatha, right? The center one is depending. It's depending on what you see in the dictionary. For the mudari question, for the present tense, the last harakat is actually a grammatical item, which you will not learn until much later. I will not bug you on it. Right, so sometimes you will see in the Quran, right, la yu'mina. Why not la yu'minu? Lan yu'mina. The Quran will say that. It's a grammatical item. So that one you will not know until you learn Nahu. Nahu, Arabic grammar. When that comes in, that one even the Arabs mess up. Right? So, like very rarely you actually hear anyone speak in correct Nahu unless they are scholars. Like then they will speak in correct Nahu, but there is the entire ruling of it. It's a good question. Alright. So basically, that's the first thing. Alright, so when I speak about my first form, let's get back to that. When I speak about my first form, this form class will take the entire class. After so much experience, you will not have time for Arabic today. It's just gonna be the forms the entire time because I really want you all to get it the first time round. Okay, so the harakat on the I letter is not standardized. So that is called form number 1. So when you search any root word, the first few definitions that come out all refer to form number 1. Alright? Then we have 10 other forms. So 9 other forms. Actually, in fact, Arabic has 30 forms. But we will only learn 10 because the other 20 are very rarely used. So we will not learn them until later on. Right? So for now, because 95 of the Arabic words are actually on this 10 forms. 95% of the words. It is like 5% that is out there. Right? That is not on this form. Okay? So the other forms are all based on the first form, but they either add on one letter, or two letters, or three letters. Alright? So what our reference would be for these things is like in Malay you have imbuhan. Like imbuhan you have per in front. There's a per in front. What does that mean? Okay. You have Chinese, I don't know what's Chinese. Okay. Do you know imbuhan?
Something.
Oh, you know the Malay, how the Malay goes. Yeah. So if you have like, near. No, but near is domir, eh? Near is a pronoun, right? Like buku near. Right? So what? With a per in front or a mer in front or whatsoever, these are things that they change the word a little bit, right? In the meaning of the word, right? But you could have guessed the meaning by seeing the kata dasar, by seeing the original root word. I'm going to go through all the forms first, then I'll explain what they are. The first form is adding of one letter, but the one letter is a doubling up of the ain letter. A doubling up of the ain letter. Right, so the ain letter is a shadda on it. The harakat, if you see me write harakat on the board, that means the harakat is standardized. Standardized harakat. Right, you don't have to memorize, you don't have to check dictionary to know what is the harakat. Which is why the dictionary does not actually write down these words. It just puts a Roman numeral and then it puts the meaning. It does not actually write down the word because it's understood. Second form means first form with a shadda on the ain letter. Everybody knows that. It's like a well-known rule amongst the Arabs, right? So second form is fa'ala yufa''ilu. Forever and ever, it will be fa'ala yufa'ilu. I will never say fa'ila, nor will I ever say fa'ula, ever. I will only and forever ever say fa'ala. The harakats are, engraved in stone. You cannot change it. Unlike the ain there, they tukar-tukar. It changes all the time. Here, yufa'ilu also engraved in stone. You will never say yufa'ulu. Right? You will not say that. Okay? So that's the first form. I will go into how the meanings morph as the forms morph. From the first form meaning, and I go to a second form meaning, how it will morph. Right? But I'm going through all the forms first. Okay? The third form is an alif that appears after the fa letter. Okay? Alif appears after the fa letter. Fa'ala yufa'ilu. Again, harakat engraved. Engraved in stone harakat. Never ever change. It will never change. Okay, so you memorize. Fa'ala yufa'ilu. So if you were to see in an Arabic book, for example, ha, alif, jim, ra. Hajara, yuhajiru. Straight away, we go into that form. Or I say, ذهب يذاهب سافر يسافر. Ikut pattern here. The pattern is followed. Right? So that's why the forms are actually easier than number one. Number one is actually the hardest. Because number one is random. Number two and number three, you actually follow. So for example, number two, if I have darasa, what is the second form for darasa? Darasa yudarrisu. Right? I just plug in my da, ra, and sa. I plug it in. Right? And I plug it in and I keep my harakat. Right? Easy for me. Right? Inshallah. The fourth form is af'ala yuf'ilu. I didn't readkan this one. Kena readkan. Af'ala yuf'ilu. Okay? Af'ala yuf'ilu is the fourth form. Basically, the fourth form is a hamza before the fa letter. It's a hamza before the fa letter, but the hamza changes itself into a ya after that. But the only way I know this was actually a fourth form is because of the dhamma in front and the kasra there. The dhamma and the kasra gives me an indication that it is a present tense of the fourth form. The dhamma and the kasra is an indication that it is a present tense of the of the fourth form. Okay, so basically these forms, right, after a while it will help a lot to memorize them. It will help a lot. So you keep repeating to yourself, af'ala yuf'ilu, af'ala yuf'ilu, af'ala yuf'ilu. So if I say to you, adhaba, yudhibu, adrasa, yudrisu, a'lama, yu'alimu. Right, so you know how to straight away give me back the present tense form of the past tense. Am I too fast? Okay, I'm going to stop here for a while and just ask, are you all lost?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Is there a meaning? What's the meaning of the word?
Okay, I'm not going to the meaning of the word. I will go into it in a while. Because I want to show all of it first, then I will show how the meanings morph as the word morphs from pattern to pattern. Okay, but first I want you to see all the patterns. And these patterns are standardized. There are no other patterns besides these patterns. Right, they are standardized. Okay, any questions before I go on? I don't want to go on and then people are not following me. Make sure you're following me now. If you're not following, you must tell me. Are you following? Are you following?
Oh, recap.
Okay. Are you?
Oh, so there's no addition of Hamza.
Yes, there is no Hamza. They dropped the Hamza, but the Ya has the Dhamma. So you will not confuse this with that. Because that is always a Ya with a Fatha. So it's not confused. Like these two are clearly how they're different, right? Shadda and an Alif. This one, the only difference between this one and the first one is a Dhamma, yes. And an engraved Kasra. The Kasra is engraved. That one, they might have Kasra or it might be something else. But the biggest clue is the Dhamma together with Kasra. Dhamma together with Kasra is the biggest clue. I am on the fourth form. Even till today, some of my students who have gone through the earlier dauras of Arabic and they're going through with me the weekly ones, even till today, whenever they ask me any question in Arabic, I will straight away ask them what form. You tell me what form first, then I'll help you out. Right? Like today, somebody asked you about the salawat that Habib Omar gave out for Rabiul Awal, and in the salawat there is this word adhaba. Like adhaba huzna qalbi. Adhaba huzna qalbi. Right, so adhaba is from the word dhahaba, which means to go. You know, dhahaba, went. We've been taking it for the past few times, right? Dhahaba means go or went. So adhaba is actually on the fourth form. It's on the fourth form. Adhaba. Right, so she asked me, what is the meaning? And later when we learn about how the meaning changes, you will know what it means when I say adhib huzna qalbi. And you will know what that means. Alright. Huh? You understand? Which part?
I just like I'm just really confused a bit about what I'm really saying.
Focus on this one first. Okay? Okay, what I'm saying is how they change from the original. Okay, if you can understand that, that's all I want. Okay, so far everybody okay? All I'm expecting now is that you understand how they change physically, not by meaning yet. I have not gone to the meaning yet. Okay, I have not. So you don't know what we're talking about because I have not gone to the meaning. I'm going to go to the meaning in a while, but I don't want to put it on you yet because I want you all to know, to understand the movements in the change in the writing only. Okay, can? So as you answer the red part here, it's good enough. Okay, can. So form number 2, what is form number 2? Shadda on the ayn letter. Right. Form number 3, what is form number 3? Alif after the fa letter. Form number 4, Hamza before the fa letter. And I will differentiate between Hamza and Alif. You should know that Hamza is different from Alif. They're not the same. Okay, Alif is a mad. It's a letter that does not carry its own harakat. It cannot. Like Hamza is a letter that carries its own harakat. Alif can be skipped over at times when you have Hamza wasl. You know, when you read Quran, there's an alif there, if it's short on top, you can skip over it. Right? Hamza is never skipped over. You always pronounce Hamza. When you see Hamza, you must always say Hamza. Right? Because Hamza is part of the word. Right? But alif is actually an extra thing to enable pronunciation. If you know what alif is there for. Or alif is for elongation. But it's not a full letter in itself. Alif. So if I say alif, I mean alif. When I say Hamza, I mean Hamza. Okay? Right. If you understand this part, that's okay. It's all I want. Alright. Number 5. Form number 5. So this is all when you add one letter. Here is when you all add two letters, right? What forms are they? You have form number 5. Form number 5 is a brother of form number 2. Form number 5 and form number 2 are brothers. And why are they brothers or sisters? Right? Because they are almost the same, only that form number 5 has an extra ta around. You see that? Extra ta appeared. So instead of saying fa'ala, I have tafa'ala. And the ta is part of the past tense. It's not part of present tense. So I won't say the ta here refers to anta or refers to here. No. The ta is part of the past tense word. Right? And the present tense, instead of saying yufa'ilu, is yatafa'alu. And again, the harakats are fixed. Fixed harakats. Okay? Yatafa'alu. Do you see that? Right, so just know the additions. Understand the additions, and if you can, memorize the harakat. This is, so a lot of my students ask me, how do we read Arabic without harakat? You have to memorize this. Then you can read Arabic without harakat. When I see a word, right, taqaddama, right, I see ta, qaf, da, mim. I'll read taqaddama. How do I know that? Because I know it's the fifth form. Why is it not taqadduma or taqaddima? Because it's taqaddama. Why? Because it's a fifth form. Fifth form says taqaddama. So I'm going to read it that way. You see that? So it's a standardized form that if you memorize, it will help you. Now is your first taste. After going through this course and continuing with learning your Arabic, this will open up for you so much in Quranic learning and Quranic understanding. This tool is one of the most important tools in Quran and Tafsir and Hadith and so on. If you really want to learn this, So don't be like scared or I'm going so slowly through this. Second one, number 6 is the sister of number 3. Senang kan? Like you memorize. You memorize 2, you memorize 5. You memorize 3, you memorize 6. Right? Because 6 is just basically number 3, put a ta in front. Same story. Right? So fa'ala, tafa'ala. Right? Yufa'ilu, yatafa'alu. Sorry. Tafa'ala, yatafa'alu. See? That's why you must memorize. So you see a typo, you know it's wrong. If you memorize, you're like, hey, salah. Not yatafa'ilu, yatafa'alu. Yeah, so because my ear, I can detect. Yatafa'ilu sounds wrong. I can hear it. It's wrong. Yes. Yes, so it only extends. So you all correct it, I'm going to correct it now. Okay, yatafa'alu. That's why, in Islam, that the Quran is preserved by memorization and not by the book, not by the Musaf. The Musaf is just there to assist those who have not memorized. But the Musaf does not preserve the Quran. It's not where Quran is preserved. Quran is preserved in the hearts of men. Because if someone does a typo in the Quran, you have like a whole, thousands of people who memorize it will say wrong. Because they have memorized it, so they know that it's wrong. Right, so yatafa'alu. Okay. Alright. I'm going to mention about the movements in meaning. Alright? Okay. The first one, are you okay? You're on break first. Okay. Any questions first? Any questions if I go into about the movements in meaning? No.
Wait.
Yes.
Why isn't there anything when they add 3 letters?
Later, because no space. Sorry. I tried putting it there, but I put it next to this like.
For form number 4, right, is ala.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that is the past tense of the fourth form?
And not the
ana of the
first form.
Yeah.
Okay, in this case, if it's the ana of the first form, usually it goes af'alu. Dhamma, yes. Not to say that it can't go fatha, it can. And you will know that from the sentence. You can see in context. When you see in context, then you will know that. Alright? Okay, any other question? Okay, because you were saying that this fourth form, it imitates the ana of the first form. Ana af'al. Right? So the fourth form here imitates the ana of the first form, present tense. Right? So how do you know the difference? You know it from context. Right? Then you will know it. Okay, how do the meanings morph? Okay, I'm going to give you a general rule of how the meanings morph. A general rule of how the meanings morph is that the first form is the original verb. I'll give you the example of alima ya'lamu. Okay, alima ya'lamu. I'm going to explain first, then we're going to open our dictionary and we're going to look at the word ain, lam, mim. Ilm, right? Knowledge. Ilm. So alimtu, alimna, alimti, right? And then you have ya'lamu, right? A'lam, I know. When I move from the first form to the second form, allama, yu'allimu. Okay, I don't even have to look, I know the harakat. Allama yu'allimu. This is why I know the harakat because I know the word. Right? If you don't know the harakat, go and check the dictionary. This one, I don't have dictionary. I know the harakat from the standardized harakat. Allama yu'allimu. Second form, it makes the verb transitory. What does it mean? That means when I say a'lam, I know. If I say u'allim, second form, u'allim, that means I cause you to know. I'm going to take the verb and I'm going to afflict it to you. So a'lam means I know, or alimtu means I knew. So we say allamtuki, I taught you is the word. Taught means I am making the knowledge or the act of knowing happen to you. I'm going to make you know. Okay, you see that? So second form, you will call it a transitory verb. That means I take the verb and I make somebody, I afflict the verb onto someone else. You get it? Okay? Right, so if it's in the first form, I am the one who's doing the knowing. I'm doing the verb. But when I do the second form, I am making somebody else do the verb. Okay? Okay? I am making somebody else do the verb. So if I am doing act of knowing, if I'm making somebody else do the act of knowing, what am I doing? I am teaching. Right? So allama in Arabic, it means to teach. Now you see in English, the word know and the word teach are worlds apart in its spelling. K-N-O-W, and you have knowledge, and then T-A-C-H, teach. They are worlds apart. In Arabic, you have the exact same letters, just put a shadda there. And now the word has moved from knowing to teaching. Right? So if I have never seen the word allama before, but I know the word ilm, I've seen the word ilm, I know ilm means knowledge. And I see allama, second form. That means to make somebody have ilm. To make somebody have knowledge. That means to teach. So I could have figured out the meaning of the word by not even looking at the dictionary, by just knowing some reference point. If I knew the word ilm from somewhere I heard before, right? All I have to do is put it into place. It's second form. Second form means what? Oh, it means teach. You see that? It's very powerful. For me, I expanded my Arabic so much by these tools. Right, so I know a few words here and there. And then I hear Hababa say a word. And then I'm like, it's from... I'll think to myself, it's from what word Like that day, I in my class, I saw this word, ittahada. Okay, this is from experience. Ittahada is from the word wahada. Wahada, wahid. So the word wahid. So ittahada means what? To unite. But that is if you know not this form, the number 8 form. Number 8 form. That's why I say, this is how it works. So I've never seen the word ittahada before in my life. First time I came across ittahada, apa tu ittahada? Right, so I was thinking ittahada. Root word wahada. Because wow is a weak letter, dia hilang. Oh, sekarang new story The wow pula hilang. So the wow can disappear. Okay? So never mind. I know the wow can disappear. So the ittahada, I know there's a wow there. But from experience lah. But after a while you get experience. So it means wahada. Wahada means what? One. Ittahada, it means a more intense form of one. Unity. How do you even come there? So that is guess the word. It means unity. And I just look it up. Yeah, it means unity. I guess the dictionary unity. So that's what you do. You're just gonna guess this word. So for example, give a very simple word. Istikhara. Istikhara is a word that you all know. Istikhara is one of the forms. It is one of the forms. Istikhara is from the word khair. Good. You know the word khair? Good, right? Good. Khair. Sabahul khair. Good. So istikhara, all the that is number 10 form. All the isti form, istighfar, istikhara, istihada, all the isti form, right? It means to seek the verb. It means that to seek the verb. So istikhara means what? To seek goodness. Yes. Istighfar means what? To seek forgiveness. Ghufran. Ghafara. There's a root word. To seek goodness. So istihada, to seek hate. That means it's not to seek hate. Istihada, it means that the hate is seeking you. So you're not supposed to hate, but the hate came. So it goes istihada, is being forced onto you. Istishara. Istishara is from the word mashwara. Istishara is to look for opinions. From the word shura. Shura, mashwara. And mashwarat in Malay. So you see that number 10, Ababa go at 10 form in the what? There is 10th form. 10th form is the easiest form actually. Because a lot of Islamic words come from a 10th form. So if you're able to pull out the root word, you can figure out the word. For example, like if an example, again 10 form lah. The word amal. What is amal? Work, right? Amalan salih, right? Good works. Amal. If I say isti'amal, to seek the work of something, right? Give me an English word for it. When I seek the work of the pen, I am, it's not writing specifically, I am
Testing.
using.
Oh.
When I seek the work of something, what am I doing? I'm using. The word ista'amala in Arabic means use. You see that? Ista'amala in Arabic means use. So from the word amala, ista'amala, I'm seeking the work of it. That means I'm using it. So ista'amala is one of the words I figured out. Because I heard this by say ista'amala, ista'amala. Ista'amal hada, ista'amal hada, ista'amal. Please stop, man. I did ista'amal, amala, work. So ista'amal hada. Oh, she means use. then you figure it out. Right? It helps you. It helps a lot. Okay. So the second form is a transitory form. Okay, I'm doing something, then I do something else. All right. So for example, ghasala. Ghasala means to wash. Ghassala, that means I'm washing something. Okay, cause it to wash. Ghassala. Okay, all right. That's second form. Third form is a prolonged version of the first form. Prolonged version. What does that mean? Prolonged version. For example, the word hajara in Arabic means to abandon. Right? Hajara. So hajartuhu, I abandon him. Hajartuhu. On the third form, how do I say? Hajara yuhajiru. It means to migrate. Right? So it's a prolonged form of the form of abandonment. When I abandon something, it could be for a while. When I migrate, I'm doing a complete abandonment of it. The third form is an extended form of the first form. Alright? It tends to be an extended form of the first form. It's not all the time you can figure it out. You're like, huh? Right? So that's why you always have a dictionary for you to refer to see if your guess is correct. And so you're going to guess a lot because we're going to learn Arabic, like how children learn language. They guess a lot. They just guess what the word means. And they figure it out. Okay. The fourth form is actually similar to the second form in meaning. It is transitory. Right? That means it will cause the verb to happen to someone else. Sometimes in the dictionary you will see second form equals fourth form. That means the fourth form and second form both exist and they are of the same meaning. Sometimes you will see that. Sometimes the fourth form is different from the second form. I'm going to go back to my example of the word knowledge. Ilm. Second form, the word ilm, allama yu'allimu, means to teach. Fourth form of the word ilm, a'lama yu'allimu, it means to announce. Slight difference, right? Because when I make you know something, I could be teaching you or I could be announcing to you, right? So the second form takes teach, you okay? The fourth form takes announce. And how do I know that? I know by reading a lot or by checking the dictionary. Then I know the second form actually means teach and the fourth form actually means announce. So you say a'alantu. Oh, look at that. A'alantu. That is i'lan, actually different thing. A'alamuhu. A'alamuhu. That means like he, sorry, U'alimuhu. Sorry, fourth form. U'alimuhu. That means I announced to him. I told him. Just now the word dhahaba. Right? Dhahaba is the first form. If I say azhaba, so first form means go away. Right? Dhahabtu, I left. Right? Huwa dhahaba. He left. He left. If I say azhaba, it means to remove, to cause to leave. Right? It's a transitory verb. I'm making the verb go happen to something else. So I say azhibhu, the azhaba is a azhaba rona. It was removed. Okay? It was removed. That means there was something there and it was forced to go away. So it was removed. So the fourth form of dhahaba, which means to go, fourth form means to be removed. Okay? Let's open our dictionary. At least you can see more examples, okay? Let's look for our common word ain lam mim. Ain. Look for ain. And when you look for ain, see here I put all the different explanations for all the forms. So you can pore over it like you want. I will go through it in a while. Okay, but you're like, so much technical terms. So when I look at the words, all technical terms Allah Muhammad. Okay. Oh, I use the word Arafah here. An. Let me just check the word an. You find it? Okay. So when I look at, I'm gonna read from dictionary. So you want to read together with me, yeah? It's not on my computer. I forgot to put it down. I thought I put the dictionary on my computer, but it's on my other computer. Okay. So when you open the word ain lam mim, okay, ain lam mim. Look at that. So ain lam mim. First thing you see alima. Okay, that tells you the harakat for the past tense. Alima. If I say I wanted, I knew. Alim tu. You knew. Alim ti. They knew. Alimu. Right, so now I know. The next to it I see an A. Right? So I know alima ya'lamu. Right? From the A there. Alima ya'lamu. You see a bracket that goes ilm. Okay, this ilm is called the masdar. Okay, I'll explain this masdar thing next week. I'll not explain it this week. But just to put an English term to it, it is the verbal noun. A verbal noun or a gerund. The same thing. Hey, but basically a verbal noun. For example, ilm means knowledge. So it is a noun form of a verb. Alright, so the verb is to know. What's the noun form? Knowledge. Knowledge is the noun form of the word know. Right. So then I go in, I read further. Dictionary, you see the word to know, have knowledge, be cognizant, be aware, be informed. Okay, read. You see a Roman numeral 2. Do you see that? You see that? To teach, instruct, brief. You read. You read further. You don't see a Roman numeral 3. It's not there. There's no Roman numeral 3, which means that for this verb, the Roman numeral 3 does not exist. Right? Not all the forms exist for all the verbs. That's why you saw me for number 3, I now give you the example of. I use another example because the word alim has no third form. It has a second, it has a fourth form. Right? So not all the forms would exist for all the verbs. So if you look at it, you see there's no third form, that means there is no third form. Alright? So you see the Roman numeral 4. So must learn how to know Roman numerals, eh? Roman numerals 4. You see there, to pretend to be learned. Oh, number 4 also has the meaning of to pretend to be learned. And now I know. I didn't know that. And or knowledgeable. Feign. No. That one is number 6. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. No wonder I didn't know that. And number 4, to let know, notify, advise, appraise, inform. What I was saying, announce. You see that? Alright? Number 5, to learn and study, which will bring us to our explanation of number 5 later on. To learn and study. Ta'allama yata'allamu. Remember number 5? The ta in front. Ta'allama yata'allamu. Number 6. Usually, if there's number 2, there is number 5. Usually. Because number 2 and number 5 are brothers or sisters. Right? If there's number 3, if there's number 3, usually it's number 6. But here you see it's number 6, but there is no number 3. Interestingly. Alright, now it's number 6 here. 3, number 6. So number 6 is what? Ta'alama. Yata'alamu. Correct? You remember number 6? Number 6 goes ta and alif. I memorized it here. Anyways, it's there. Ta'alama yata'alamu. So number 6 means to pretend to be learned. Now I know a new word. How to pretend to be learned. Oh, ta'alama. Pretending to be learned. Ta'alama. Pretending to be learned. Then you can use the word already. That's why for me, whenever I look up words, I'll read the entire thing. Because some words will stand out, and I memorize it. Because I memorize the forms. So when I read it, oh, interesting, now I know that word. And then you expand in your vocabulary. Because language, no matter what, you have to go back to vocabulary. You have to gain some mass of vocabulary to function in a language. And for as long as you don't memorize vocabulary or don't expose yourself to vocabulary, you will not move in a language. You have to have some substance to work with. Right? Then I give you all those charts of the different verbs. So at least I can work with you with some verbs. So I can use the word zahaba. Because you've seen it before. So I can say the word zahaba. I can say the word alama or anima. You've seen it before. I can work with you in that. Right? So I won't use like random vocabulary that you don't know about. So I tend to use Islamic terms also. Because you know the meaning already. There's istikhara. You know the meaning already. Right? So I can work with that. Okay, so vocabulary give me substance for me to work with you. Right? Otherwise, I don't know, there is no reference point. And then you catch no ball, like going pair for. So you said number 6, number 10. Okay, number 10 of this word is ta'lama. Yes, ta'lama. I've not taught you number 10 yet, but we'll see here. Remember I said number 10 means to seek the verb? So I say here, to inquire. Right? To inquire. Could you have figured it out? If I say ista'lama. هو استعلم عن المعلومات. هو استعلم أين المدرسة. Could you have figured it out? So ista'lama. You see ista'lama. It's from the word an. Ista'lama 10th form. To seek knowledge. Oh, he's inquiring. You see that? How you can link in your mind and figure out the meaning without ever having heard the word before. It's just that you have heard the root word somewhere. And you can figure out the meaning of the word ista'lama. Right? So ista'lama means what? Inquire. In English, the word inquire and the word know seem to not have anything to do with each other. Like if I was a foreigner to the English language. If I'm a foreigner to the English language and I see the word know, K-N-O-W, and I see the word inquire, right? I'm like, are they related? The word know and inquire, are they related? You will not know if you're not an English speaker. But I will say to you, yes, the word know and the word inquire are related. Because to know something, when you inquire about something, you will know about it. And when you will say, but the spellings are all different. Like inquire, no. It's so worse about. But for me, I feel Arabic is easier in this side. Like the words all are related to each other. They all make sense. Okay? Alright, I'm going to go back to our forms now. I'm not going to read further. When you read further, you will find all the nouns that come under this verb. If you read further. So after reading all the different forms, you will see paragraphs that come thereafter. These paragraphs are all the different nouns that can come from this verb. So you have ein. So you see ein can mean what? Like knowledge. So it's knowledge, a lot of things. Sociology, social sciences, or what? A lot of things. You see the word alam. Alam means sign, badge. And alam, alamat is the Malay word, like a sign. You read further on. You see alam. Alam is something that is completely familiar. You read further on. You see the word alim. Okay, alim is an informed person. You see the word say you find so you see the word uluma, right? Say uluma. Uluma is a signpost. So if you want to read further on, you see all the different types of nouns that come from the root word ain lam mim. And you open up a full world of all the words that come from the word, like ma'aluma. Ma'aluma from the word ain lam mim.
How do you find the root word?
I will teach you. It's a very good question, and that is the key. How do I figure out root word? Right, but I will teach you how to figure out root word because the forms are standardized. Once you are able to pick out extra letters, you can pick out what's the root word. I mean, so once you know what are the letters that tend to be extra. Like for example, I'm not going to Malay, like, okay, or even English. When I see tion at the back of a word, I tend to know that is not part of the root word. Like education, right? Presentation. I tend to know why? From experience. That tion tends to not be part of the word. If I see an er at the back of the word, teacher, driver, I know that it tends to not be part of the root word. Right? So in Arabic, they're the same thing. There are certain letters that are specifically additional letters. And if you learn them, what they are, then you will be able to pull them out from the entire word. So ma'aluma, right? Ma'aluma, the mim, right? It is a very distinctive, they call it a tool letter. It's a tool letter, right? And the ta marbuta is also always a tool letter. So what you left behind, if you remove the mim, you remove ta marbuta, you're left with ain, lam, waw, mim. Okay, lam, waw tends to be extra. Right? That's why it's a big letter. So you're left behind ain, lam, mim. Right? So for example, Muslim. Right? So Muslim is actually, the mim tends to be for a person. A mu. Whenever you see a mu anywhere, it tends to refer to a person. Muslim, mu'min, munafiq, right? Mushrik. So all the Islamic words, eh? Even the mudarris, the teacher, the mudarris, it's a lot of words lah. All these mu, right, tends to be people, right? Sometimes it's not people, sometimes it's a place. For example, musalla. Musalla is not a person, it's a place. But a musalli is a person. Musalli is the person who's praying. The musalla is the place by which he prays in. Right? Do you know the wudu? Wudu is the act of wudu. The wadu, is a word, is the water of the wudu. Whoa. That's how, that's so near. It's a harakat change. It's a simple harakat change, and then you have the whole thing, subhanallah. Okay, but you will see it in a while. I will explain it. Okay, so going back, I told you the entire lesson will be one whole lesson. But I'll give you exercises for you to figure this out. Okay, let me just go back to my 6th and 5th form. The 5th form and the 6th form, right? The 5th form has the same meaning as the 6th form, as the 2nd form, sorry. And the 6th form has the same meaning as the 3rd form. Only there, the 5th and the 6th form, they tend to involve more people. So, they tend to involve more people, right? So in a sense, like for example, if I have the word ilm, again, the word ilm, right? The word ilm, allama, that means to teach. Ta'allama means to study. Right? So studying involves more people. There's a teaching going on in studying, right? But there's an exchange going on, right? You are teaching and learning at the same time, studying. So ta'allama means study. Like it's a more intense form of the second form. Tends to have more people involved. From experience, you will begin to get the hang of it, right? What the fifth form actually means. The sixth form also the same. The sixth form, it refers to a few people taking part and exchanging things, right? So the sixth form right now, I can't think of a word that you might be familiar with in the Islamic sense, except for the ayat, فَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Right, also the Quran, if you know the ayat. Ta'awanu. Right, ta'awanu is from the word aun. Aun means help. Ta'awanu means assist each other on birri wa taqwa, on goodness and on taqwa. Okay, now that you all know. Watawasaw. Surah Asr. Right, watawasaw. Watawasaw, right, tawasaw is from the sixth form. Ta is there, wa is there. Tawasaw. Right? Tawasaw. Okay, remove the ta, remove the alif. What do you have back? Left. Let me just type it out. Okay? Let me type it out for you. Okay. See Ta wa saw. This is the word. Okay. I'm going to remove the wow because the wow here is for many people. I'm going to put the original word. Tawasaw. This is the original word. Okay? The Quran says tawasaw because antum, all of you. Tawasaw, the wow there. The one you learn later on. Right, about that. Wa tawasaw. Here, if I remove my ta and I remove my alif, okay, wasa. This kind of alif, the root word tends to be a ya and not an alif. If you know root words, the alif is usually not there, it's usually a ya. Guess what word this is? I'm giving you a guess because I know you know this word. It's a Malay word. Kita semua Malay lah. So sorry, Ming. I keep going to Malay. It's a Malay word. Who can guess it? Guess it. Try to put harakat to it. Let me show you where. Wasiat. What is wasiat? Wasiat. What is wasiat? Will. Wasiat, the original word for wasiat means advice. Advice. Right? So tawasaw, the original word is to advise. This is the original word, to advise. So tawasaw means what? Mutually advise each other. Watawasaw bil haqq. Watawasaw bis sabr. It means mutually advise each other on righteousness, on truth, and mutually advise each other on patience. So you see, by me just putting in the alif and putting in the ta, it becomes an interactive verb. A few people are together, they're doing this verb to each other. Okay? If I have there's a hadith whereby it goes tazawaru. Tazawara. I'm going to tell you what is the original word. Zara. Ziyara. Okay, ziyara means when I ziyara you. Means I'm visiting you. Visit. So tazawara means to visit each other. Right? If I have the word tahabbu. Right? Tahab. Okay, tahab. I'm going to make it into plural. Tahabaw. It usually comes in plural because of many people being involved. Tahabaw. Tahabaw comes from the root word ha and ba, which is hub. Hub, mahabba, love. So tahabaw is a hadith. Tahabaw, love each other. Tahabaw. There is a hadith that goes tahaddu. tahadu. So when you learn hadith, you learn a lot of things. Right, the hadith goes tahadu, tahabu. Allah. Tahadu, tahabu. This tahadu is from the word ha and da. The original word is hada, but here it means hadi, which means hidayah. Like hidayah. So tahadu means what? Give each other gifts. It's from the word hidayah. Not hidayah, hadiyah. It's not hidayah. See, hadiyah and hidayah are the same root word. Interesting, eh? Like guidance and gifts are from the same root word. Right, so mashallah, and you see, it is in Arabic, it gives you secrets to a lot of words. So guidance is the highest form of a gift. Right, so mashallah, because they're from the same root word, but the word hidayah is a higher form of the word hadiyah. So they sound the same. Right, so tahadaw, that means to give each other gifts. Tahabu. Right, if you give each other gifts, you will love each other. That's what the hadith says. Give each other gifts and you will love one another. Right, so, mashallah, eh? Number 6 form is my favorite form. I like number 6 form because it's like love, like doing it together. Okay, let me continue the forms. You want a break? Yes? Okay, take 5 minutes break. Okay, I've been going on for 1 hour 50 minutes. Okay, ask your questions. Then I have other forms to go. Okay. Okay, form number 7, form number 8, and form number 10, and 9, and number 10. We have 10 forms. Okay, let's memorize the first. We're having a break now. You can go and memorize the first 6. Senang kan if I put it in pairs. Because you memorize this one, you memorize that one. Right? This one, you memorize that one. That is extra. Right, Shadda, Alif, Hamza. Okay, can. Shadda, Alif, Hamza. Yeah, like a 2 or between. The ta in front. It shows that like a few people are doing it. Yes. Yes. So when I do it like this, good question. Past, present, past, present. Okay. So you see the previous form, it gets a bit of a mouthful, eh? Like tafa'ala yatafa'alu. Tafa'ala yatafa'alu. But you will see okay, in the Quran a lot. And now, homework, when you read the Quran, look out for these forms. They are everywhere in the Quran. I just give you some examples. They're everywhere. فَتَنَافَسُوهَا تَنَافَسُوهَا تَنَافَسُوا. Tanafasu is from here. Tanafasu means to race. Race for it. But later on I'll go into the meaning of it. So when you read the Quran, just identify the forms. See the forms appear as you read it. Because our goal is the Quran kan eventually. Right? It's our goal.
But you will be reading one or the other, like whether present tense or past tense.
Yes. Yes. There is a command tense which I have not taught you yet. Next week I will teach you. But I think it's a bit too much if I were to jump into command tense. But the Quran tends to have a lot of command tense because the Quran has a lot of commands. A lot of commands. Like command tense would be like sit, drive, keep quiet. And these are command tense. Talk, speak. In Arabic, they have their own form for commands. Right. They have their own forms. I have not taught you at all. I have not even touched the common sense. Coming your way.
So can you repeat form 5? What's the meaning?
Form 5 is basically form 2, but happening at a more intense level and between a few people. Tends to. Okay, let's look at the dictionary and look for a form 5. Okay, tadarrasa. Okay, search darasa. Search darasa. Okay, search darasa. You know tadarrus Quran? You know what it means? When the Quran tadarus. What does it mean? Take turns and read, right? And you see in the circle, take turns and read. Tadarrasa. What does that mean? What does that word actually mean? Okay? If you're on Darasa right now, and you look at the word Darasa, and you see a U there, right? So it goes Darasa, Yadrusu. Darasa, Yadrusu. Dars. Dars is a noun form. Dars, lesson. To wipe out, blots out, obliterate. Interesting? Right, the word Darasa means to actually obliterate. Because why? It removes ignorance. That's where it comes from. It's a far stretch. Right, but you read further. Extinguish, efface, trash. To learn and study. There it appears. To learn and study. Okay, they go down to the second form to teach. Darrasa. I found the word dars. You go down to the sixth form. Oh, the fifth form is not there. In sixth form. To study carefully together. Tadaras al-Quran. I mean, you're together in a circle and you're reading it together. Tadaras al-Quran. Alright? Okay. Let me look for a fifth form somewhere.
So it'd be like you
Tadarasa yatadarasu. After a while, you get the hang of it. Right. So if you just look in any word, maybe for example, okay, let's look at dhikr. Okay, dhikr is a word that we know to remember or to mention. Zikrullah. So zakara. After a while, you find this fun. You actually will find this fun because you will search words, you will see words that you already know. Then you see how they morph. And it's very interesting. Okay, zakara, and you see a U there. Zakara yazkuru zikr. Right, zakara yazkuru zikr, it means to remember, bear in mind, think, keep in mind, to recall, to recollect, to speak or talk or to mention. That's why sometimes when you look into the translation, when they say zikrullah, they will say the mentioning of Allah, and some will say the remembrance of Allah. Because the word zikr has two meanings, to mention and to remember. Which is why when we say zikr, there's always a physical component and there's always an internal component. So as I'm doing zikrullah, you must have both parts. You must be mentioning it and you must be having it inside. And so you can't do zikrullah and your mind is heedless. Nor can you do zikrullah and your tongue is not moving. It has to be both. Because zikr has two meanings. So you see that, right? So if you go by one meaning, you go subhanallah, 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 but your mind is all over the place, you're doing half of zikr. If you're doing subhanallah in your heart, but you're not doing your tongue, then you are also deficient in a way because your tongue is not engaged in worship. Right? That's why zikr is encompassing. I mean, Arabic shows you a lot of Islam. It actually opens up for you Islam. So if you read zikr and you go down further down, you look at form number 2. Zakkara yuzakkiru, to remind. You see? So zakara means to remember. So zakkara means to make somebody remember. That means to remind someone. You go into the fourth form. Zakara. Zakara, it means to have a talk with each other. It's an extended form of mentioning. To negotiate, to have a talk, right? To commit to memory. You see, an extended form of the first form. It's extended to commit to memory. When I remember is one thing. When I commit to my memory is another thing. It's an extended form of the first verb. Extended. Alright? Now I go into my fourth form to remind. So see, the form and the number 2 is about the same. Okay? Azkara and zakara have about the same meaning. Number 5, to remember, bear in mind, think. Tazakkara. Alright, it seems that it's like number 2, but it's a more intense form. Tazakkara. Right? And it could involve a few people. Number 6, to remind each other. Tadhakara. To revive each other's memory. Number 6 is more obvious that there is a togetherness in it. Number 6. To have a talk, take counsel, Then you have number 10 is istadhkara. To memorize, commit to memory, to know by heart. Means to cause or to seek memory. Okay. So if you read further on, you will see the different forms of the word zakara. Okay. Are you all tired? You're so tired today. Is it that it's tiring day or that the topic is very tiring? Okay.
It's a long day.
It's a long day. You need to have a drink, get something. And you're so tired. You want to drink something. You want water, have water. No. Okay. Do you need more break? Got stamina not? Got stamina, you know, Ming say. I got stamina. Let's go. Okay, Bismillah. Can I continue? Or do you want just a bit more rest? You play a game? You play a game? I need to change my teaching techniques. When people get sleepy and tired, must play game already. Play game, must get up and play game. How? You want to play game? No. Okay, never mind. I'll play game anyway. Okay, I'll give you a trial word. And I'll leave it here. I give you notes also with you. Okay, the first one to tell me the form. Okay? Okay, I will say a word, and the first person to tell me the form. And it's only the form that you have learned. 6 forms. Okay? And you're in groups. You're in groups. So kesian lah you put belakang. Okay, now the 5 of you are one group. Okay? 5 of you are one group, and the 5 of you are one group, which is nice. 5, 5, 5. Alright? Okay. Okay. I can't think of a word now. I'm going to randomly pick from dictionary. Okay. Aznaba. 4. Got it first. Aznaba. What form is that? 4. Who can guess the meaning? Do you know what's a zunub? Allahumma gfirli zunubi. What is zunub? Sins. So what is aznaba? Commit a sin. Yes, to commit a sin. Aznaba. To commit a sin. Well done. Okay. Okay. Can't think of a word. Aqada. Aqada. What form is it? Second form, yes. Can you guess the word of aqada? It's a word that we are very familiar with. Akad. Akad nikah. It's not a contract, it's a knot. Literally in Arabic, it's similar in English. In English you say tie the knot. In Arabic, you're tying a knot. Aqada means to tie a knot. Alright, so your aqidah is from the same word. Aqidah is your heart being tied to a certain belief system. You are tied down to it. And we are tied down in a sense, you believe in the akhirah. You don't lie. You don't cheat. Right? Because you believe in the akhirah. You don't, so you pray when one sees you. Because why? You are tied to a belief system that after death, there's something else. We're all tied to that, right? So those who are not tied to that belief system, they do whatever they want to do. We're not tied to a belief system that after you die, there's something else that you have to work for. Because aqidah is from the word aqada, to tie, right? To knot yourself, to bind yourself, right, to something. Now you're all up, eh? Like, mashallah. Then you go into different aspects of Islam, like you look at the word iman. Right? Iman is from the word aman. What is aman?
Calm.
Safe. To be safe, aman damai. Right, to be safe. Your iman is actually on the fourth form. Amana yu'minu. Iman is on the masdar, the verbal noun. Right, so because iman is a noun, it's not a verb. I have not taught you that part, don't worry. Okay, so iman, it means to bring safety to oneself or to bring peace to the soul. So when you have iman, your soul begins to find safety and it finds peace. That's what iman does. Okay, so we look into all of this, like ihsan. Ihsan is from the word hasan. Hasan means good or beautiful. So ihsan is on the fourth form also. Again, fourth form. Ahsana yuhsinu ihsan. Right, so ihsan, it is to beautify. All of your deeds, you beautify to the best of your ability. You do ihsan. That's why they said they tend to use the word excellence for the word ihsan, to do things with excellence. You see that? Right, so all of these things, when you learn the Arabic, you can have like a glimpse into actually what these words mean. And a deeper meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is intending for us for these words. So Arabic can be a very spiritual journey going through the Arabic language, because it opens up for you a lot of things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying within the words that cannot be translated. Iman, the most I can say is faith. What is faith? Like, what does faith do to you? Faith, from the Arabic, I know faith gives me peace and security. So when I have weak iman, that's when I begin to get anxious. You know, I begin to get fearful. You know, I begin to say the Sahaba, they were not fearful of anything. They were not scared because they have a deep security and peace within themselves. Because that iman is that strong. Right? And you can understand how this comes to be. Okay, alhamdulillah, okay, dah enough talk. Next time okay, Sharama, one shot Sharama, then we continue. Okay, Bismillah. Going on. Form number. Okay, 7 and 8. Come on, it's only 10. It's only 10. It's 1 through 5. You all give me the face, eh? Like, ada 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come on, let's do this. Or you want to do next week? Now, okay? Now, okay? Alright. Form number 7. 5, 6, 7. You all know how to read Roman numerals, eh? Basically, okay. For those who have never learned Roman numerals, the V means 5. Okay? And I before the V means 5 minus 1. And I after the V means 5 plus 1. Okay? So you have 2 I's after the V means 5 plus 2. 7. 3 I's after the V means 5 plus 3, 8. X means 10. I before X means 10 minus 1, 9. Eh? And that one is 10. Okay? Can I have brief course in Roman numerals? Because the dictionary will use Roman numerals, that's why I use this one here. Because they use it. I don't know why. Okay, infa'ala yanfa'ilu. So the seventh form is actually very easy to memorize. Because 7 ends with a N. And the seventh form, extra nun. Nun there and nun there. Infa'ala yanfa'ilu. Okay, the nun is added before the fa letter. Right? And alif is added for the past tense. And the alif is dropped and the ya is added for present tense. Okay? Infa'ala yanfa'ilu. Number 8, the 8th form, again, 8 ends with T. Right. So the 8th form has an extra ta inside. So ta and T. Remember that. Noon and N for number 7. 7 noon. Right. 8 T. Ta. Okay? Get it? Right. So ta is inside, but it comes between the fa and the ain. Ifta'ala. Yafta'ilu. That's the 8th form. The 9th form, and all of them with the extra alif in front, all of these alifs are called Hamza Wasl. Hamza Wasl, if you learn Tajweed, you will see this Hamza that has a sort on top. You see it, right? You know when you learn tajweed, the hamza that is on top, that is called hamza wasl. These are all hamza wasls, which means that if you read through them, you skip them. If you start on them, you have to check the harakat of this letter, right? Remember, you all know the tajweed of it. You must check the harakat of the letter over here. If it's a fatha or a kasra, it takes on the kasra. If it's a dhamma, it is on the dhamma. Okay, so rules of tajweed. Okay, but I will remind you as you go along, in case you're not familiar. Right, if Allah, so if Allah is the ninth form, yaf'alu, this is only basically the lam letter gets a shadda. So the extra letter is on the lam. The lam has an extra shadda. Okay, I didn't read it. Supposed to be read. The lam. I think I couldn't. I tried to make it read, the whole thing comes read. So I didn't read it. Sometimes I don't read things because it's so hard to read it. to aim for it. Because the areas come together. And our last form that I've been mentioning from just now is our 10th form. The 10th form has 3 letters added to it. Hamza, Sin, and Ta. The isti. Like isti something, yasta something. Right? So istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu. Okay? That's our 10th form. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu. And now we'll go into the meanings of them. Okay, that just was basically how do we morph them. Alright? And then now is the meanings of them. Number 7 and number 8. These two, I would say, are a bit difficult to predict their meanings. Because what you will say is that they are the intense, a more intense form of form 1. Semua pun intense semua form 1. Right? But that's why it's very hard to actually, put it into words. After some, experience, then you kind of get what form 7, form 8 is about. Right? So I'll explain later on with my notes later on. But basically, right, so for example, when I have in Niyat Imam al-Haddad, I have nafa. Nafa is benefit. Intifa. Right? Intifa is which form? 8th form. Because nafa'a is the original word. Intafa'a is the 8th form word. Right? So intafa'a means to bring benefit to other people. It seems to sound like the 2nd form, but it's not. It's the 8th form. But I will as you go along, get used to it. The thing about it is that it is what this entire form things are about is for you to first and foremost identify what are the root words. From the root words, right? And if you recognize it, for example, you see the word intafa'a, yantafi'u, intafa'a. You're like macam nafa'a, manfa'a. Benefit, nafa'a, benefit. So from the sentence, you kind of guess what it means. So all these tools is just to help you guess your way through. That is how you begin to learn language. If you're going to memorize every single word you're going to gain, it will take a lot of time to memorize to gain a vocabulary of a few thousand. For the average language speaker to see someone is fluent in language, you have to know at least about 1,000 to 2,000 words. Like of that language and be fluent in usage of it. Right? So to be able to have to memorize every single word, it will take a long time. Right? So what do? You do a lot of guesswork. Even in English, when you read books, you come across what you don't know, you're just going to guess it. Right? Most of us don't actually write it down and go and pick up a dictionary and go and learn the word. I'm just going to guess what this word means. Skip over. You read funny word. Anyhow lah. I think it means that. Doesn't matter. Right? So and you don't actually go and pick up. Even if your phone next to you, you don't go to dictionary.com and type it out. Like, unless it really bothers you. Right? Then you can look for the word. But most of the time, you actually just guess words. So you must understand this. What we are learning here is how to give a clever guess. Right? Give a good guess. Right? And then from there, you would expand your Arabic, inshallah. So the 10th form, okay, the 9th form is actually very easy. The ninth form tends to be colors. And it is the verb form of color. So like in English, when I say his face reddened, right? It reddened, right? The sky blackened, right? His skin was whitened, right? So you see, I can actually verbalize. I can actually make a color into a verb. You can. The whitening of the skin, the blackening of the heart, right? And the Quran says it is tabyat wujuhu. It is tabyat. Right? It's from the word bayad, right? Abyad, white. So if Allah, right, ibiyaddat wujuh, right, when the faces are white, it's what that's wujuh when the faces are black. Right? So number 9 tends to be colors. It also tends to be adjectives, right, to show when it beautified, right, or when it illuminated, that kind of thing. Right? They will have different forms for number 9. Number 10, as we mentioned, is to seek the happening of the verb. To seek the verb. That is number 10. Okay. Okay, here we have all these words for you to pore over and figure this out. So I'm just going to read them through so we understand what they mean. This form, so fa'ala, this form conveys a standard or basic meaning of the root verb. It is roughly similar to the English infinitive. So if you're used to English terminology, this will be useful lah. But if you're not useful like me, I'm not used to English terminology. So I will like infinitive. Right. So but if you're used to it, it will help you a lot. Right, but basically, it is the basic meaning of the verb. Number 2. Second form is causative or intensive. Makes stronger and more intensive of form 1. To know alima in form 1 becomes to teach allama in form 2. Kasara in form 1 means to break. Kassara means to smash. So number 2, instead of it can happen, for example, it can happen something else. But they're telling us there's also another dimension in that it can be a more intense form of the first form. So instead of breaking, so when I kasara, I break it. Kassara, I'm going to smash it into pieces. Okay? So form 2 is more intense of the root verb to break. Kasara. Number form 3. This verb form is transitive. So causative means that you make it happen somebody else. So you cause it to happen somebody else. Okay? Number 3, transitive or relates to another. For example, the root verb to be safe, right? Salima. In the third form becomes to make peace with someone. Salama. Right? Salama. Yusalimu. To make peace with a person. Right? Or to become known. Aluna. Alana. In form 1 becomes to disclose something. Form 2. Alana. In form 3. So for me, I prefer to just say it's an extended form of form 1. It's better to answer that way. It's clearer. Right? Like instead you're like, So but when you see the examples, you get the meaning. Right? So salima means to be safe. Right? Salama, it means to make peace. So you're gonna extend it to a larger form. Right? This one means to be known. Alana means to disclose, to tell you about something. Form number 4, af'ala. The fourth form is causative or transitive, requires an object of form 1. To dictate, aktaba is form 1, and the word is kataba. Kataba is to write. Kataba means to write. So aktaba is to dictate. It means to cause someone to write. So kataba means I write. Aktaba, I dictate. Saluha, it means to be good. Right, salih, from the word salih, to be good. Form number 4, aslaha means to repair, actually. Aslaha. Aslaha means to repair or to rectify, to make good. Okay? Right? It can also be used to relate to different parts of the body. Form number 5. So technical today, mashallah. Okay, can. Inshallah. Get this, okay? Let's get this, okay? Bismillah. Form number 5, tafa'ala. So tafa'ala is reflexive. Alright, so reflexive means it happens to one another. That's what I mean, right? So the subject and the object are the same. That means you're doing it to each other. Alright, so I am the doer of it and I am the receiver of it. That's what you mean by the verb is each other verb. Are you doing it to each other? Right? Or passive form of form 1 or 2. To observe, right, raqaba in form 1 becomes to anticipate. Taraqqaba. Right? It means you're doing it together. Right? In form 5, to be destroyed, tanqadda, tanaqqaba, right? It is in form 1 is naqaba, means to remove, to be destroyed. Tanaqqaba. Okay, I'm going to go a bit quicker. Number 6, tafa'ala. So again, reflexive. So reflexive means what? It means it happens to each other. It means it's a reflex form, right? Or a passive form of form 3. So it is form 3, is a brother verb. The verb to be fast, right? Sari'a, form 1 becomes to rush or to hurry. Tasara'a. Right, or amila in form 1 becomes to do business. Ta'amala. Ta'amala, fiqh mu'amalat. Fiqh mu'amalat means to work with each other. Now, how do I work with each other? Ta'amala. Okay, in form 6. Form 7. Let's say form 7. 7 form is a passive form. To tie, aqada, in form 1 becomes to knit together in form 7. This is wrong, so it's a noon in front, right? It's supposed to be a noon here, right? In fa'ala, in aqada. In aqada. There's a noon that's missing there. So to break, fajara becomes to explode. In fajara. The noon here is missing. Noon here is missing. In fajara. So you see, it sounds a bit the same, only it's more intense form, in a way. Right. Number 8, reflexive for nuances and can convey doing something with detail or intentionally. For example, to hear, sami'a, and we have taken this before, istama'a. That's a very good example. Right. Sami'a means to hear. Istama'a, we took it, it means to listen. So it is an intensive form of hearing. Right, to acknowledge, i'tarafa. To know, arafa. Right, so arafa, I know. I'tarafa. I'tarafa also means to admit. فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ فَسُحْقًا لِأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Allah says in the Quran, فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ. What surah is it? Many of you have heard it before, Sounds so familiar, What surah ni? فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ فَسُحْقًا لِأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Pernah dengar tak? What surah is it? فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ فَسُحْقًا لِأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Surah Muluk. Surah Muluk. Right, so i'tarafa, that means to admit. So they admitted to their, the verse. فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ. What does it mean? So they admitted to their sins. فَسُحْقًا لِأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. And so be away, those people of the fire. فَاعْتَرَفُوا. So i'tarafa, it means to admit. So to admit, it is a more intense form of knowing. Like, I know it so much, I gotta tell you that I know it. I'm admitting it. I know. Right? Okay, number 9. Okay, so number 9 is actually quite rare, but it's not quite rare in the Quran. The Quran is very, very common. Because the Quran speaks about color a lot. The Quran speaks about the blackening of the heart, the reddening of the face, about the reddening of the sky. Right? So the color verb, maybe in our own usage, we rarely use it. But the Quran does it a lot. So for me, number 9, I like to teach number 9. So they'll say it's rare, but it's actually not rare in the Quran. Right? But it's used to the meaning of acquiring a color or a defect. Right? So ahmara, right, or ihmarra means to turn red. I'awajja. I'awajja, it means to be twisted. And ouch, it means to twist. I'awajja, to be twisted. And number 10. The 10th form conveys a meaning of seeking an action or quality of form 1. To seek form 1. It can also mean to consider something to be such. Right? To increase, zada. Zada means to increase. So istizad or istazad, it means to try to have more. Salama or salima means to be safe. Istaslama means to surrender. Means you're seeking safety. When you surrender, what are you doing? You're seeking safety from the enemy. So we surrender. Take us. Don't kill us. We surrender. Right? You're seeking safety. Istaslama. That is why the word Islam, right? The word Islam, people say it comes from the word peace. That is one form. Islam is actually the 4th form. And the 4th form is closer in meaning to the 10th form, surrender. Aslama, yuslimu, Islam. So while salima means safe, Islam actually means surrender, not safe. But you surrender to be safe. Right? To be safe. So you must surrender to the laws of God, and then you will be safe in the hereafter. That is Islam. So you surrender your intellect. You surrender your logical thinking. You surrender all that you know to what God says. You're surrendering. And then you obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is Islam. That Islam, one of the points, very meaning. There is no questioning of the Sharia. From the very meaning of Islam. It's a surrendering to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Alright. I'm going to go through a few du'as that we are used to. Just to point out these forms to where we have been using. Okay, Ken? Alright. Let's read together. And you all tell you what dua this is. I'm sure you know what dua this is. Alhamdulillahi alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhin nushur. The red color is the one I'm focusing on. Ahyana. What dua is this first? Dua on waking up, right? Dua on waking up. So red color, what is the root word here? The na here is as. So you can just not look at the na. Na is as. Ahya. What is the root word? Hayat. Hayat. On what form? 4th form. That means it is a transitive. So Allah places the verb of life onto us. So He brought us to life. Right? The next verb, same thing. Amatana. What's the original word? Mata. Mata is maut. Death. Right? Maut is death. So amatana is a 4th form. So He caused us to die. Right? So the first form is He caused us to live. Second form is He caused us to die. So you see, the 4th form is here. And only Allah can use the 4th form of the word maut. Only Allah can use it. Because for us, if you cause someone to die, you say qatala, kill. Like you don't say amatahu. Like he caused him to die. No, you say qatalahu, he killed him. So, but Allah, you don't say Allah qatalahu. Say Allah killed people. No, say Allah amatahu. Allah caused them to die. So you see that the very subtle language, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah does not kill us, He causes us to die. That's what He does. Same thing here, this word. Alhamdulillahi alladhi at'amana. At'amana from the word ta'am. Ta'am means food. So at'am means to feed. Right, the one who has fed us. 4th form also again. Was saqana is first form. Saqana is first form. وَجَعَلَنَا مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Amin. Alright, it's a bit more, then we're going to finish our class. A bit more. So I actually gone through it just now. Let's go through it again quickly. So using the hands word dictionary or the app, first and foremost, you must figure out the trilateral root word. How do we figure out? We figure out by looking back at our forms. If you can identify what form this is, you can identify what are the extra letters. Right? So for example, if I see the word tafa'ala, okay, I can identify the shadda is not part of it. I can identify the ta is not part of it. So I end up with fa'ala, for example. Okay, if I have the word istaghfara, so istaghfara I know is the 10th form. So I remove the alif, sin, ta. I'm left with ghafara. So I search for ghafara. You get it? Right, so that's how we work this. So first, by the 10 forms, you figure out the root word. So if you see a weak letter, it's not problematic. Okay. If you see a weak letter in the root word, you must refer to the present tense form. Okay. This one, put it aside for a while. I will go through it in detail another time now. Because in Arabic, as I mentioned before, the waw, ya, and alif tends to morph one to another. So sometimes you what is a root word? Because you search under waw, you don't find it. You search under alif, you don't find it. You search under ya, oh, then you found it. You'll find it under one of the three. So sometimes for me, even myself, if I can't figure out the weak letter, I will search under all three until I find it. But it's three lah, of them. So for example, right, the word qala yaqulu. Qala yaqulu, what is the root word? I look at my present tense. Qaf, waw, lam. So I'll find the word qala yaqulu to say. I'll find it under qaf, waw, lam. I will not find it under qaf, alif, lam. It is not under the past tense. It's under the present tense. Okay? I mentioned before, ba'a yabi'u, to sell. Right? So if I want to find the word ba'a in the dictionary, I don't search ba alif ain. I search ba ya ain. I go with my present tense and not past tense. So I'll give a few examples. You can go and knock yourself out and search all of these examples if you want. So for example, da'a yad'u. So da'a yad'u for dua. So I want to find the word, I'll look under dal, ain, waw. Okay? Masha yamshi. I go under mim, sha, ya. Mim, shin, ya. I go under ba'a yabi'u, ba, ya, ain. Qama yaqumu, qaf, waw, mim. So I only look at my present tense, not at my past tense. Okay, then you look it up. Then you figure out under which form. Right, this is how it's usually. You figure out the root word. Then you look it up. Then you figure out under which form. Then you look under the Roman numeral for that form. And then you read the entire section until the end. That's just to expand your vocabulary. Right? Read the entire thing. So format of each word in the hands were, all the 10 forms will be listed first. So any root word that you look up in the hands were, you'll find all the 10 forms first. The words will begin with verbs first, and then nouns. So the Arabs, they actually have a difference of opinion. Like, are the roots of all words verbs or nouns? So a lot of them say, no, the root of all words are verbs. And then some say, no, but Allah taught Adam the names. So the root of all words are nouns. Because Allah taught Adam the names. Asma, that means nouns. And so Allahu Alam, they have their own debate as to what is the root word of all words. Verbs or nouns? But here it seems as if it's verbs. You get the verbs first and you get the nouns coming out. All nouns are derived from this verb and will be listed in alphabetical order. I'll have one case study in a while. So here, the word Arafah. Arafah will be our case study. So from Arafah, I'm going to read through the entire thing. Arafah ya'arifu. See that? What is the verbal noun? Ma'rifah. Ma'rifah and irfan are the verbal nouns of the word Arafah. That means they are the nouns of this verb. Arafah. Arafah, ya'rifu, ma'rifah. That means knowledge. right? Or irfan. So to know, recognize, perceive, and so on, going on to the, you see, there are no forms. No, there are forms. Right, where is the other? Arafa. Where's my second form? Oh, there. Okay, so you look here, it went up here. So it's all under my first form, first form, first form. So even to distinguish, it's still under Arafa. Going down, going down, going down. Second form. Alright, second form to announce. Arafa. To announce, acquaint, advise. You go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. You don't see any other form. You see fifth form. Ta'arrafa. To become acquainted. And the word that we might know is ta'arruf. You've heard the word ta'arruf before. Ta'arruf. It means to get to know each other. Right? Ta'arruf. And then you go further, you see the fifth form, right? That's what we used just now. You go down for the sixth form, ta'arafa, to become mutually acquainted, to get to know each other. Then you have the eighth form. What's the eighth form? I'tarafa. I'tarafa, to confess. So I mentioned that. Confess, admit, acknowledge, and so on. Number 10 is ta'arafa, to discern, to recognize. You go further down, arf. Arf means fragrance or perfume. Interesting. Why did the word jump to mean fragrance or perfume? Let's have to go into Arabic history to know why in the world it came there. How in the world did it come there? Right, but basically it could be that because you know someone by their smell. Could be. Right, and then you go further down. Right, you see, I didn't take a picture of that, but but if you read further, you will see all the nouns that come up from the word Arafa. And when you read more, you get more exposed to more verbs because you already know the word Arafa. The word is known. So all you have to do is just expand different forms of the verb. Right? And then you actually expand your vocabulary. Alright, alhamdulillah. Okay, we're going to stop there today. Alhamdulillah. There's all the usage, isti'amal awzan al-ashara. These 10 forms are called awzan al-ashara. So they're called. Like awzan means the scales of the 10. They're called scales. Right, of the 10. So the usage of the 10 scales. So you see the number next to it is the form. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, Form 5. Okay? The number next to it is the form that you find in the sentence. Get it? That's how I did it. Right, so this is Form 1, this is Form 2, this is Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, Form 5, right? And then Form 6, Form 7, Form 8, Form 9, and Form 10. Okay? What I want you to do for homework is to use the handswork and your knowledge of the forms and figure out the meaning of the words in red. If you want, you can go and figure out the entire sentence. If you want. The story of the Hijrah again. I went back to the Hijrah. Right. But if you don't have time, then at least search this from your handswork and figure out the meaning from the form they're on. So you figure out the original root word first. For example, here, hajara. Here, hadara. Alright? Here, taqaraba should be kariba. Qafraba is the original root word. So you search the root word, you search the form it's under, and you write the meaning here. Okay? Within the form is also the pronouns. If there are pronouns, are in pronouns. So here shows a dual. So don't be confused by the alif there. It's just a dual over there. Okay? And then here, the wow here shows many people. Okay? So don't be confused with the wow also. Many people are there. Home is a home form. Right? Here also, this ta is not part of the word. It is part of the she. It's a she there. Okay? And here is a home again. Alright? So don't try to think that the ta is part of the root word. It's not. It's part of the pronoun. That's why I taught your pronoun first. So you don't confuse pronouns when you enter into the 10 forms. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so how we do on Friday, okay? So when I say Arabic intensive, Friday got what? What the hell Friday? Oh, I have NUS. No, I have NUS talk. Okay. Let me check if I still have the talk. Okay. Most likely I still do. Okay. Right. So then you have 1 whole week to do this. Then you should be doing the homework. No. Okay, I will just explain it. Those who want to do it can do it. Okay, but it's not compulsory. Basically, I gave the root word up there, and I gave what form is the answer. See that? So all I want you to do is to fill in the blanks. The root word is given, the form is given. Okay? And then learn the form from the English sentence. I'll go to the Arabic next time round. Okay, so basically I give you the answer lah, basically. But all I want you to do is to write down the form. Okay? Right, so all of it, you see that? So it's from Alima Ya'alamu, all of the different forms of Alima Ya'alamu. So just go and figure out like what is there. And then Salima Yaslamu, same thing also. Okay, and then so you will see, like for here you will see, let's go here. You see the word trustworthy and no, the word no came about for number 1. Here the word thoughts came about for number 2. Here the word inform came about, number 4. You see how it moves, eh? Here study came about. Here inquire and inform came about. See that? Right, this one also same thing. Safe, the word safe. Here the word peace, right? Make peace. Here reconcile, the word reconciliation came about. And that's all. Okay, can. Alhamdulillah. Any questions? Okay, if you really want to just, you have 1 week, you can re-listen to this video. It's all going to be given to you to try and really absorb this. This is very important. Alhamdulillah, you have 1 week to assisting, and then try this. Then you will really understand. Then if you look into the Quran and you find words, try to test yourself by searching in the dictionary and see what form, and see all the possible meanings of that word. That's why translation is very hard, because sometimes one word can take a few meanings or entire world of meanings in one word. Alright? Alhamdulillah, stop there for today. Alhamdulillah. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Al-Fatiha. Anna Allah yarzuqna ilman nafi' wa amalan khalis maqbul ista'alim. وفي تعين دلالة على الهدى ويسر بلقب النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم وإلى أرواح وعالمنا مشايخنا واسلك علينا وإلى حاضر النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.